Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. I go by Microbiologist Mix here on YouTube as well as over on Instagram. Welcome back to my Flosstube channel. We're episode number 15. And as always, a big welcome to anyone checking out my channel for the first time. Flosstube is a corner of YouTube where we talk about our hobbies, mostly cross stitch, but I also knit, crochet, and do quite a bit of thrifting. So that will all be sprinkled in throughout today as well. I haven't been up to a whole lot since I saw you last. I've just sort of been waiting for the best time to film where I had the most amount to show. I did get to go to a fiber festival in my area. It was a little bit of a drive, a couple hours, and they had like classes you could take, but I was mostly there for the shopping. So you'll have seen in my little intro montage some pictures of all the goodness there. I did get some yarn, a sweater quantity for a colorwork sweater that it's now past the point of me really wanting to work on a full-length sweater, so like a full long sleeve sweater, so I'm not sure when that's going to come out, but it will at some point. I have the yarn set aside. I won't forget what it's for. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. They had lots of people spinning yarn as demonstrations, which was so cool and made me want to buy a wheel. Do I know what I'm doing in terms of hand spun yarn? Not at all, but I think it's an avenue I have to go down now. I also have the urge to raise sheep, shear them myself, and dye the yarn with naturally sourced plants from my garden. That was like the whole business premise of someone who was selling yarn there, and that just sounds like fantastic. Sorry, there's like a little, I have this one plant that attracts fungus gnats, and yeah, it drives me nuts. So that was what that was. Me swatting at my face. Otherwise, I think we should just dive in. I did have one, if you follow me on Instagram, I had one finish that I actually started without telling you guys. So this is from the Punch and Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It is called Robin's Eggs, and it's by Lucy Beam. The nest is called for to be stitched in like 5 or 6 different shades of brown, and then like a browny green. I just simplified it and chose, I think it was Brick Path by Gentle Arts, and just did the whole nest one color. And then the eggs are Seafoam by Weeks Dye Works. And I put this in a little candlestick tin that I got from Hobby Lobby for like $3. And that's not in their spring section, it's in their candle section, so it should be around if you want to go pick that up. But I think it's so cute, and I added a little moss around the edges. Like, I didn't secure the pin cushion part in there, it's just the moss holding it in, so it just shifted around a little bit when I tilt it like this. But the moss is a really cute touch. I had some left over from when I was making like a fake terrarium. And I just hot glued that with little dots like around the rim so it wouldn't touch the stitching if I ever want to pop that out, but I don't foresee myself wanting to. And that is stitched on a 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. I stitched that 2 threads over 2. So that was a new start. Other than that, I did have another new start, and this was a big one. It's a full coverage. I think I alluded to the fact that I was going to start a new full coverage in my last video. This is in a bag that my lovely viewer Lori sent me. I'll never get over the beauty and the kindness of that gift. But I started this full coverage. I've admired this artist, Tammy Hunter. I'll link their Instagram profile below in case anyone's interested, although it is a very niche area I'm aware of. But she paints and does like sort of layered textural art pieces of bird dogs. I have a French Brittany Spaniel named Cree. I'll pop in a picture. And they're sort of like, well, they're among the obscure breeds for sure. Nobody ever really knows what breed he is when we go out in public. But she has a bunch of other bird dogs that she has done renderings of, German Shorthairs, Drothars, you name it. And I've admired this one French Brittany painting that has been out for a while. And I was just like, I wonder if I could convert that to my own full coverage design. So I emailed the artist. I got permission to do this. I paid a fee to buy a digital version file of the art. So this is legit. I'm not scamming anyone here. And I converted that with Max Stitch and played around with like the saturation, the number of DMC colors that I wanted to use, and as well as the size. So this is going to be, I think it's a little over 145,000 stitches. It's a square design. I'll have popped in a picture of what the mock-up looks like, as well as the original art while I'm talking about this, hopefully. And I started working on this. It's 2 colors right now, and it's just the sky. So I apologize for the lighting. I'm filming this after work, so the sun is like at its peak right now, shining in my window. So there's some shadow going on, but it's just a light gray and a light blue pretty much. I've gotten, I think, to 1% on this, or pretty close. Couple thousand stitches. I'm stitching this on 25 count Lugana, 1 strand over 1. And there's a lot of sky to get through before I get to an interesting part in the pattern, but I'm really motivated to work on this since it's my puppy, so I'm really excited to work on this. And hopefully I'll get back to it. I've kind of, my stitching pattern over the last couple weeks has kind of diverged a little. I didn't do what I thought I was going to do, and I actually haven't been feeling like stitching that much over the last week. So I need to get back to it. All right, those were my 2 starts. I'm calling that last piece French Brittany in a Field of Flowers. That was the name that's on the art. I guess the best way to say it, that's the name that's linked. She sells through Redbubble. So that was the name listed. I don't believe she is a native English speaker, so there wasn't like a formal title. It's just French Brittany in a Field of Flowers. So that's what we're going with. And in terms of finishes, I have sort of 2, but it's 1 piece really. This is Peppermint and Paine by Brenda Gervais. I stitched this on 46 count Sampler by Color and Cotton. It's a nice creamy brown gingerbread sort of color. I used all the called for threads. I had previously done, I'll just show them for posterity, the owl, the barred owl. And then I was working on the cardinal, I think the last time we spoke. And that's the cardinal. Finished that. I was about halfway, I think. And then I started and finished the tufted titmouse since the last time I filmed. So cute. Their little tummies. Adorable. So I really enjoyed that series, and I'm going to make them into, or my mom's going to make them into pillows for me. I think that'd be really cute. All 3 together in a little bowl. So that's the plan. Okay, and then whips. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I can count. I started off the month of March working on Walk Fast Sampler by Lindy Stitches. Quote from the Golden Girls, Rose Nyland. Gotta love it. And I think when I picked this up back in February for the first time in forever, because this was a birthday start in 2022, and at the time of filming, so today is Thursday the 4th, my birthday is on Saturday, so I figured I should put some dedicated time into a birthday whip, because, I mean, it's not going to start me from starting a new project for my birthday. that's still gonna happen, but I thought I should get some more progress into this one. So I think when I had picked this up, I'd only done like a little bit of the corner, like 500 stitches, and now I'm a little over a third of the way done. So I'm happy with that. And it's going really well. I was gonna keep the border going while I work on the inside, and I still should do that because it would be bad if I had a mistake, but I thought it was really fun to stitch that hand, and I like stitching words, so this is fun. And the fish I know is gonna be a beast, but it's that bright teal color, which is Bejeweled by Classic Colorworks, is really great. So this is on 40 count vanilla latte by Be Stitch Me, and I'm using all the called for Classic Colorworks, and it's so much fun. The next whip was settling in my other full coverage. Now I'm juggling 2 full coverages, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I don't have very good self-control, really. This one is art by Dunn, charted by Paine Free Crafts. I'm also stitching it on 25 count Lugana 1/1. All the called for DMCs. I really like 25 count 1/1. It's like not too small to see. The stitches don't get too crowded. You're not fighting to get the needle through. I think it's just the best for, works out. It's what works best. What works out best for me. So I finished another page since I've showed this last 2. I finished that lantern. I'm almost at 10%. Like, no joke, I'm at 9.99% according to Pattern Keeper. So I think I'm gonna go all the way across. I've been debating whether I want to start working down so I can get to something more interesting, but I think I should just eat my vegetables and go all the way across first. So I'm a little over halfway across, so it's gonna be a little less than double this width. So I love the detail that you get just from like all those shades of brown and gray. There's, I think, 65 colors, 69 colors in this one, which isn't that much now that you think about it. Like the French Brittany has 100, so. And it's small, and this one's smaller, but anyway. The other whip I worked on, I pulled out for, I know lots of people do the Long Dog Leap Day sale, our new start for Leap Day this year, and I decided to pull out my existing Long Dog whip, which is Pandemic, and I'm working with this on 40 count Bramble by Picture This Plus with DMC 3021. I just cut my, left a needle and hanging out there. Okay. And here's where I am. I put in probably a little over 1,000 stitches on this across a couple days. That little break is awkward. That little berry is as far. You're not seeing any stitches cut off, even though it looks like it. This one's so intricate, but it goes really fast. I forget, especially once you're working on full coverage, like it takes me forever just to get 100 stitches in full coverage, but this one I can really cruise on, so it's very satisfying. Having fun with it still. I need to work out like a rotation where it gets more love more often. Otherwise, this is gonna be like a 20-year project, but having fun, and that's all that counts, I guess. My last whip is really, had some very pathetic progress on it. I pulled out Winter Quaker Mystery Cell by Stickideen von der Wiehenburg. This is a long and troubled whip. I can't show you a picture because it was taken off of their website. So I can, well, the picture was never on their website. The listing is on their website, but you can't actually purchase it. It's complicated. Something about copyright. Someone was redistributing this chart, so they decided not to sell it anymore, which sucks. But I had goals to finish this month, past month, and I didn't get there. I'm still, oh, that looks bad with all the wrinkles, but I'm still working on that last corner, filling in those massive Quaker motifs. It's hard out here, folks. So I filled in half of that other Quaker medallion last night. Like, I had half of it because a page break was here when it was released as a SAL in 2021. So I had like that half of the Quaker pattern done, and then I started on it last night, but I could not focus and I didn't even get the other half done. So it's probably like 200 stitches. So maybe April, I'll just keep pushing it back a month, I guess. I really want this done. It's not that far off. I don't know what it is. The repetitiveness. All the motifs are pretty much different. I think there's only a couple that are repeated throughout. So I don't know what my problem is, why I can't just get it done. But it seems to hang around no matter what I say or what I plan. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be done in April. Let's leave it at that. Okay, consulting my notebook here. Let's move on to haul. I have some plans. As per usual, my birthday this weekend, I'm going to start Study in Nature by the Artsy Housewife. My parents gave me the Dinky Dye Silk as a birthday present, so that was wonderful, and I'm excited to use Dinky Dyes for the first time. Tell me if it's okay to use, well, I'm going to use one strand on 36 count. I'm not sure if the thickness is comparable to DMC, or if I should try to use 2 strands over 36 count. If anyone has strong opinions, let me know. I mean, I can probably figure it out after I first start stitching whether that would be too bulky or not, but I think I'm going to go with 1 strand on 36 count. I have Pearwood by Color and Cotton, and I think that'll be really pretty. It's like a reddish purpley kind of color, so that'll be cool. I'm going to start that. Then my other birthday gift was a new knitting project bag. Isn't that cute? And I'll link the maker, their Etsy shop below, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, here we go. My Needle Crafts on Etsy. They're based in Canada, but shipping was not that much. I know because my mom was like, pick out something on Etsy, so I did. And then I bought myself this yarn, which I had plans to make the Dune Drifter tee. I'll scroll all the details across the screen. And this calls for a lace weight, like silk, some percentage of silk base yarn. So I got this from Farmer Daughter Fibers. And the colorway is Evergreen. It's on their Foxy Lady base, and it's 42.8 yards, 100 grams of 70% superwash merino, 30% silk, and it's so soft, and I think the drape is going to be amazing, and it's obviously my color here, so I'm excited to start that. I don't think that will be a birthday start because I still have a couple of sweaters on, one sweater, one what did they call it, slip over knitting for like a vest, that I need to finish up before I get started, but it's fun to kit things up, so that happened. Oh, also for my birthday, my mom got me this little pair of scissors. I think she got these from Fat Quarter Shop. They're like Celtic, I think she said, inspired. So they have some like a little cross detail kind of geometric pattern. I don't know how to describe them. They're really cute. So add to my stitch scissor collection. I'm also in a yarn club. So this is going a little bit into yarn. Sorry, I didn't preface that. But I'm in the Bluebird Yarn on Etsy yarn club, and this year the theme is Little Town on the Prairie. Last year it was Little House in the Big Woods, so I don't know if this is gonna be a continuing Laura Ingalls Wilder theme, but I think I hadn't shown you the month of February last time because it comes like pretty much the last day of the month into the beginning of the next month, so I haven't gotten April's yet. I won't get that until the beginning of May. But this one was February, and it is called Mary Goes to College. So cool. It's pushing me out of my color wheelhouse here, so I'm doing purples. Although my friend told me that purple is just, or lavender is just like a slightly more intense gray, so, or it leans gray, I don't know. So yeah, maybe purple isn't that outside, but Those splashes of teal are really cool. That's Mary Goes to College. This month, or March, was Laura's autograph album, and it's so pretty. I love the speckledness of this. I can't get over it. So it's like pink to purple to little flecks of blue and orange. I think I have plans to make, this is fingering weight yarn if I didn't say, I'm going to make a blanket out of this at the end of the year, I think. There's so many really cool knitted blanket patterns that are catching my eye. Then jumping back to cross stitch haul, because I have no organization method at all this episode, it seems. I picked up some thread from Vera's Stitching Corner. If you don't watch Vera's Flosstube, please go check her out. I love her channel, I love her stitching, and now I love her threads, and someday I'll buy her fabric, most likely. But she does natural hand-dyed thread and fabric. I bought 3 colorways of this cotton floss. This color is called Forest Marigold. This lighter green is Time Weld. And then this sort of pinky brown taupe is Walnut Rubia. I just love the idea that this is all naturally dyed. Her floss cards are really great quality. I mean, the thread smells good. She packages it so well, sends care instructions, and she's just a really lovely person. So I think you should go support her shop. I will link the Etsy shop below. My plans for this was originally going to be my birthday start, but I'm thinking maybe I will hold off until the Back to School sale returns again, hosted by Lauren of the New Hampshire Stitcher, again this September. I want to start the Nightingale Song of the Nightingale by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is the fabric I'm thinking. It's 40 count Atomic Ranch weathered stone, and so that pink will be like the least stitch color, sort of the accent, and then it'll be these 2 greens that are most of the design. This color, Walnut Rubia, doesn't look like it has that much contrast between this fabric and this lighting, but it does. So I think it'll be really pretty. Like, should I start it for my birthday? Yes, I want to, but I also have other plans. So I think if I can hold off a little bit longer, maybe September, maybe earlier, but for sure that's going to happen someday. And I know these threads are going to be amazing to stitch with. So thank you, Vera. Other acquisitions. I joined the Living on the Rainbow. They have an Etsy, I'm not sure of pronouns. They have an Etsy shop as well as an Instagram profile that I will link. And I first discovered them from Amy Loves Toads. They do like these 3-dimensional stitch along little book situations. So Amy did one of theirs, and it was like a mythical creature or something sort of book. I forget what it was called, but you could buy an accessory pack, and it was just so cute. Like it's a legit book. So they came out with a fungi book. I'm explaining things so well. And I need to have it in my life. So I joined the Stitch Along. There's an Etsy shop that's selling accessory packs. And I got the little charms that go with it, the little book, like corner guards that go, or I don't know what they call them, like those little metal corner pieces. It's been a long day and I've used up all my words, I guess. And then I ordered the pack that also comes with the Ada they use for the cover because it's full coverage. And then the pages are, I think 28 count. Vintage Country Milka. So I ordered that as well. So it's all pre-cut and I don't have to worry about it. So I think that starts in May. I want to say May 3rd, but I'm not sure. So if you want to join in, I think it's going to be so much fun. It was going to stretch me to try to finish something in a different shape. And it'll just be so cute. Can you imagine it just like sitting on a shelf? I'm really excited. So, and Amy's turned out so good. So I am all on board with that. Okay, my last bit of acquisitions, and I think I'm gonna have to pop in the name of the cell because I want to say it had something to do with wildflower and a moth. I don't know. I saw that this was coming out in collaboration with Artsy Housewife and Evertote, and like, I mean, the name of it isn't staying in my brain because it was a less than 5-minute decision. Like, I just bought this club, or it's not a club, it's a box, in celebration of, I think, Caroline's birthday. And it's going to be on shipping in May, starting July 7th. I'm not sure about the availability of these boxes anymore, but it comes with a fabric that you can choose the count of. I chose a 40 count, and I don't even remember what the color of the fabric is. It's like or the name of the fabric or the dyer or anything. I don't know. If Gigi is involved, I'm gonna do it, okay? So it's just an amazing, amazing pattern, and I'm not doing it justice with my explanation here. But the threads are gonna be from Evertote, the design from Gigi, the fabric by, you'll have to read it because I don't know. And they said a little extra goodies are gonna be included, and I'm going to open it in May. I will not show it to any of you then. I will be good about it, but I will be starting that in July with everyone else that is participating. So, very excited. Okay, that leads into plans a little bit. So I mentioned I'm gonna have a birthday start of a study in nature. The day after my birthday is my mom's birthday. So she's gonna start, and I'm using it as an excuse to get 2 starts in a weekend, I'm gonna start Painted Flowers by Shakespeare's Peddler with her. We're both stitching it on, I forget what the name of this is. I wanna say it's like Midnight by Picture This Plus 40 count. And it's like a moody black with a little bit of purple hints in it. It's gonna be a challenge on the eyes, I can already tell. But I'm gonna stitch that on this. She split the other fat quarter with me, so I got a long skinny piece. And I think it's mostly DMC. There's a couple overdyes that are called for, but I'm gonna pull color and cottons for those. I think it's like a red and a pale green that you need. So I'm gonna start that. Painted Flowers. And then, speaking of the Artsy Housewife, she put all of her market releases as PDFs in her Etsy shop. I've been waiting for that to happen because I want to stitch a pattern keeper with those. So now I have the need to start yet another project. So I'm going to be starting with my favorite, which is Geraldine's Flower Basket or Geraldine's Flowers. I always want to add on the basket part. That's going to be happening. You want to hear something kind of ridiculous? I feel like I have to attach like a special meaning or like a reason to start things. I can't just start on a random day. They have to have like a purpose. So I'm going to start Geraldine's Flowers on my dog's birthday, which is April 11th. So 3 birthday starts happening this month. The other bit of stitchy relatedness that I'm going to talk about are some new/new-ish floss tubers that I've discovered or I've just been watching lately that I need you to go watch, okay? Those are Jen's Fiberweb. She's also on Instagram. We've been following each other on Instagram for a while, and I think I heard Savory Sewing also say this about Jen, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together that she had a floss tube, and it's an amazing floss tube. You need to go check it out. I watched, the first floss tube was actually not a floss tube. It was a crochet and knitting whip parade, and it was awesome. I love seeing other crafts mixed into floss tubes, and yeah, it was amazing. So much inspiration. I love Jen's use of color. I love her aesthetic. She's cruising on the Sprouting Lupines Unicorn Garden, if not already done. And so you see a great variety of projects. She's so calming to listen to. Really nice person, and yeah, there's my plug for Jen. The next is Mindy at the Nightshade Needleworker. She was formerly, her channel was Rocks, Floss, and Moss, which I think that's what drew me in initially, like the name of her channel. It fits so nicely with what I'm into as well. But she's in Florida, and she has, not that that's relevant, but she's in Florida. And she has a great collection of unusual plants that she likes to show off. So that's cool. A bat flower, like go watch. And she talks about being nervous when she films, which I can definitely relate to, but I can't tell, like when she's watching, it's just, she explains things so well. She's engaging. She has really cool projects. Her backdrop is gorgeous, like plants, mushrooms, like I found my people here. So go check out Mindy, give her some love. She just put out her 4th Flosstube episode, I believe, this past week. So I need to watch that. Okay, those are my shout outs for this week. Now we'll get into knitting / crochet. I also have thrifting, so if you want to see that, skip ahead. But if not, peace out. Okay, this is a new cast on since I saw you last. And there's drama associated with it, but we won't get into that. And I'm using Cascade 220 Iridescence. Oh, this isn't a new cast on. I showed this last time. I just wasn't very far. I've joined the front to the back. It's a top-down drop shoulder construction. There's so many loose ends here. I have the back needles. I have the back on hold, so that's a mess too. And I'm working on the front now. It's knit flat for the moment, so that's what's holding me up. I have to knit the front to the same length as the back. Like, isn't that pretty? And that's pretty much it, I guess. Like my needle stoppers, Monstera leaves. The really cool part about this sweater, and this is the Chessie sweater by, who knows, I'll have to scroll that across too. The really cool part about this sweater is there's like a cable detail around the cuffs and then around the hem. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited to knit in the round stockinette because this knitting flat business is killing me. So, but I'm past the increases for the shoulders, and really it's just back and forth, back and forth. Knit 120 stitches, purl 120 stitches. It's not super exciting. My other knitting project is the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit. Not too much farther than the last time you saw it. I have like the whole thing done. It looks kind of wonky because like the ribbing is sucking it in. But it's a split hem construction. I have to do the neckline, so it's sort of like a folded like turtleneck situation. I did the ribbing around the sleeves. Now I'm doing the plackets. Didn't know what that was. What it is not fun. You have to pick up stitches, double knitting. Like I'm going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I have to do that 4 times. So I have to do it twice on one side, then twice on the other. And then you attach, and one of the sides has buttonholes. So I picked up these buttons, which I may or may not have shown last time. I have to add those in. And it's just a lot. And it's not fun. And I don't know, the weather goes back and forth, but I don't think I'm gonna get to wear it this season, so the motivation is not good, not high. So that's where we are with the Lulu Slipover. This is the chunky edition. There's another version that's not chunky apparently. The only difference is that the yarn is, I think, worsted weight, and this is Aran weight, and the collar on the other pattern doesn't go up as high. So that's where we are with knitting. Crochet, the only thing I worked on really was I finished a long lingering whip that I don't think I've ever showed on this channel. It's a free pattern and I don't recommend it. It's by 2 of Wands. It's a free pattern. You can pay more to not have ads, but I just crocheted off the blog post. And it's like a cropped cardigan with bell sleeves. Like, don't get me started on these sleeves. they're a nightmare. And then a tie front. This yarn came from a kit from Lion brand. It's like their anti-pill or something base. I don't know, it's cheap yarn. But it ties, it's really loose and flowy. The stitch, I think it's called moss stitch, where you just single crochet into the row. You single crochet, chain one, and then the next row you single crochet into that chain one. It's either moss or linen stitch. It's really stretchy, so it will give a little bit, which is nice. It's not like those crochet. Low power mode went off on my phone. It's not like those bulletproof crochet garments that you sometimes wind up with. It's really flowy and comfortable to wear. The construction makes no sense. You start with the sleeve, but you're going sideways. So when you're crocheting it like up, down, like down, up. Not sideways like it appears. And it's just a weird pattern, and it's beginner friendly, and like the stitch isn't hard, except the construction makes no sense. And I wouldn't recommend, but it's not like a hard pattern. It's just, you'll have to really wrap your mind. I had to like sketch out what they were trying to ask me to do for assembly. Like it made no sense. So also my sleeves didn't turn out quite as long as I wanted them to. The picture, they came, and I got gauged. So in the picture, they were longer. They came like past the wrist. I have long arms, but they come to like right here. I want to invest in one of those just mannequins that I can take better pictures of my crochet, because I'm too awkward to be out here posing in little side videos. Wearing my garments. So for now, you'll just have to bear with me holding them up. Yeah. I'm glad it's off the hook and I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't know that it'll get much wear, but it's fun, so. Okay, the last bit of business. I have some records. Oh, look at Don. I have some records to talk about. I did go thrifting. The only thing I bought was records. So we'll start off strong. This was my, I guess, unicorn vinyl. I've wanted it for a while. This is Blue by Joni Mitchell. I can't believe I own it now. I don't know that it's hard to find. I've never seen a copy in person, so it's hard to find if you're living where I am, I guess. My aunt came with me shopping this day and she bought it for me as an early birthday present, so thank you. I'm very happy to have that. Been listening to it nonstop. The other record I got, I hope people enjoy this. I mean, when I showed I think I showed a John Denver record last time, people were commenting that they love John Denver. So hopefully you'll enjoy just seeing some old records that may have fallen off your radar. I got another Joni album, Chalk Mark in a Rainstorm. Isn't she cool? She's just so cool. Haven't spun that one yet. Then I got 2 Judd's albums. So we have Heartland and Rockin' with the Rhythm. What more do you need? I think about this every day. So Winona was on tour, and so I live in a college town, and she was playing at the auditorium here. I could have gotten student tickets for $15 to go see her. This would have been last spring. The notification that you could buy tickets went to my student email, and it went into like, you have the focused and then you have the other inbox, and it went in the other with all the other stuff that I don't read pretty much. So the next day I saw $15 tickets, and it was the day after the concert was over. I think about that every day. But yeah, I guess I have the record, but it's not the same. That would have been an amazing concert. Ooh, and then we got some John Cougar. It's John Cougar Mellencamp at this time. Pink House is on this album, so that's why I have it. I like that song. I don't know why. not super crazy about him in general, but something about that song. So have this album. It's cool artwork too. We got some Jim Croce. Listen, I go... My mom's gonna be like, did you actually just say this when she watches this back? I go feral for some Jim Croce, okay? I love Jim Croce. So, yeah, what else do you have to say, really? Jim Croce. We got Van Morrison, Into the Mystic. No, Into the Music. I thought it was Into the Mystic, and I was like, that's not the album cover for Into the Mystic, but I don't have that vinyl, so, and I love that song like everyone else and their brother, so I was like, I need to get this. And then I got it home and I'm like, this is Into the Music, and it's full of a bunch of music that I didn't know he sang, so it's like the B-side of the B-side, I guess, but it's Van Morrison, so it can't be bad. Then we saw Don was peeping out earlier, but this is Don McLean Tapestry. I don't know. I just love Don McLean. And the last one, the runner-up to Joni, because Joni can't be outshone here, but that is Paul Simon, Graceland. The Boy in the Bubble is my favorite, so. Oh, that concludes the record haul. I'm weird, I know it, but I also have this app that you can, it's called Vinyl, I think, but you can log all your records and what versions you have. So, because otherwise, I've never bought a duplicate cross stitch pattern yet. I have bought duplicate vinyls, which is fine because then I don't get rid of them. I keep them. I like having duplicates sometimes if it's a good record. But I can then keep track of all the ones I have. So that's cool. Thanks for indulging me through that. It reminds me of show and tell in grade school, like Flosstube in general. It's like show and tell. I loved show and tell. I lived for show and tell. Like in 5th grade, I brought my guinea pig to show and tell, and it was like the highlight of my academic career, honestly. So this is always fun to do. I love seeing what everyone else has to show and talk about, and just adding to the content, I guess. So thank you for joining me for what has been a little bit of a all over the place episode. I hope everyone is having a lovely spring / semi-spring. It's crazy windy here today. Snowing back where I grew up, 55 here. So now I've delved into talking about the weather, so I think we should go. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.